Hi, Melanie. Can I make you co-host?
Yeah, of course.
I love your picture of you and your dog. It's so sweet.
Thank you. Did you mean to start recording?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I
Okay.
it's an automatic
Yeah,
turn on
that's a
thing
good
on you.
idea.
Okay. Yes, you never know.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
There we
you're
go.
officially my co-host. How
Okay,
are
tell me
you?
when you want me to
Nice
let
to,
him in.
yeah, go ahead and let's let everybody in. And how are you?
Good, thank you.
Yeah, nice
Good
to
to
see
see
you.
you. You too. I'm good.
Hey, everybody. I'm so glad it's Sunday and you can come. I know you can't come during the week anymore. So, but I'm glad you're here. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. We're just getting started. And we are not going to get started for a couple of minutes, so get cozy. I'm just going to get everything on my little controls set up here so I can see you all. So as you are coming in, maybe just we are going to do a little goal setting. So it might help if you have just a piece of paper and pen handy. It's not going to be anything super formal, but you may want to make some notes. So you might want to go grab those things. Also, why don't you just tell me how you're feeling on your journey, on a scale of 0 to 10. How are things going? 0 being like, help me, and 10 being going great, feeling good, feeling strong. Um, so somebody can be brave and start the numbers as we are letting everybody in. Oh, thank you, Barbara. 8, Teresa, 8. Cool. 9, Diane. Nice to see you here. 9.5. Love it. Precision. 3. Okay, Natasha, we're going to move that number up. I know you asked some questions, so we'll be answering that later. Jody, 3. Sorry to hear that, but again, we'll get that number up. Sharon, 7. Okay. Had first binge, getting back on track really helped. Good. And congratulations. Yay, your first binge. I mean, I don't mean that in a mean way at all. I just mean, um, you kind of have to, I don't want to be crass and say, break your cherry, but it's just like you have to everybody's going to have that first whatever where they feel taken off track. And a huge, huge, huge part of this program is getting back on track and getting back on track again, and then getting back on track. And so I understand it doesn't feel good. It feels weird. We're going to be talking about that today. But I also want you to understand that you're getting back on track is the key to consistency. So really, Deborah, too, if you've had your first binge and you're feeling a little wonky, use that get back on track module. I'll be walking all the newbies through the site today, and we're going to be doing a bit of an orientation towards the end and answering questions, etc. So and I'll show you where it is, but if it's pretty easy to find in your Mentally Mastery portal. And hi, Melody. You can have if you want to be seen, you just put the you go down to the bottom and you should see like a little video icon, and it will probably have a slash over it. A lot of people just keep their video off, but if you want to have it on, you can click on that icon and then it should reveal your video.
Ah,
There you go.
there I am. Woohoo. First meeting.
Yay, all right. I'm glad you're here. Nice to see you.
Me too.
Hey, everybody. I'm just asking you all to, including you, Melody, like just write in chat on a scale of 0 to 10, how you're feeling and how it's going so far. I know a lot of you are new. So if you are new, please also put a N in chat so that we can all say hello and welcome. Um, And Cindy, okay, welcome, Cindy, BKF, Jeanette. Oh, Jeanette, you're not new. Sorry. Susan, iPhone, nice to see you. Sometimes just your iPhone will come in. Dawn, welcome. Yay, feeling great, no faltering. Yay. Well, good, Dawn. Wanda, I'm happy for you too. This is great. Okay, and so those of you below a 5, or below where you feel like you probably want to be right now, we're going to work through a lot of things today. So I'm hoping to get those numbers up so you're feeling more inspired and aligned. Dana, welcome. Carol, welcome. And those of you who are doing great, fantastic. We're going to reinforce that today too, and really set a powerful, goal for the summer. So I'm going to dive right in to our curriculum, but I want to just say hello to the newbies and hello to the veterans, all of you. It's nice to be here. It's been a while since we've had just a normal sort of monthly mastery meeting because we've been going through the shift, and it always kind of gets a little crazy when we're going on the shift. But now, hey, Gina, nice to see you as well. And thank you, co-host Melanie, for letting everybody in and continue to let people in while we jump into things. Okay. I'm going to fly up here to the beginning and get us going on our PowerPoint. Is everybody having a nice Sunday? I woke up and I went biking this morning, and it started, I'm in Southern California, as a lot of you already know, but it was raining, or it started to sprinkle, and it's, the middle of June, and that was interesting. But biked anyway, it was great, but it was, I prefer that frankly over the super hot days. So, but how is your Sunday going? I hope it's going well. I know some of you, it's more the evening than me. It's right here in the middle of my day. So I'm happy to see you all. And again, like I said, to you newbies, welcome to your first meeting. I'm gonna move this over here so I can see things. Okay. So the rules apply to our monthly mastery meetings pretty much the same as our shift meetings. Those of you who are new, stay muted, turn your video off if you're going to be super distracting and doing all these different, jumping jacks and stuff like that, or, taking selfies with you and your dog. Use chat to ask questions. Coaches, if you're here, please feel free to answer in chat. A lot of times I'm not going to be seeing it because I'm just going to be presenting curriculum. And if your questions don't get answered by the coaches, I will hopefully address them towards the end of the session. But welcome everybody. So our agenda today is, as we usually do at the beginning of each of our classes, we look at breakthroughs as an exercise to really focus on things that are going well. Often we will not look at that, but we're going to go through current breakthroughs. And we're going to address the change, the transition from shift to monthly mastery. But for those of you who are veterans, we're going to address change in general, just as a part of the cognitive cycle that our brains go through when we're on a learning and mastery journey, and really look at the weird things that happen in our brain, like self-shame and feeling like we're failing, even though we're moving forward, which some of you may be feeling right now because you've moved from a very structured curriculum into a little, the monthly mastery is a little lighter curriculum, and it's structured that way so that you can create an internal structure. And I'm going to be getting into that. But also for you veterans, I'll be addressing just like the same feelings and some tools to help you kind of recognize and allow and take in that change. We're going to apply the RAIN technique to change. We're going to kickstart our summer vision goals. Yes. We are going to review monthly mastery for those of you who are new. And also for those of you who are veterans, we have kind of changed the interface a little bit. So if you want to hang around and see how we've done that, might be good for you too. And then we're actually, I've moved the hypnosis session up. We're doing a vision work, sort of vision work meditation today. And then we're going to have, because we're going to have a much bigger Q&A. A lot of people have asked questions. So I want to make sure we have time to address everybody. And then as we head into this month, and this month is welcome to the month of social eating. We're going to be diving into that in our next session. We're going to be, we're having two pretty heavy duty meetings this month on social eating, one on really just social eating in general. And then we're going to focus on restaurant eating, which is a real skill in our last meeting of the month, kind of a workshop situation. So I'm super psyched that you're all here. So before I head into how are we all doing, where are you on the journey? I would love for anyone to see or tell me any breakthroughs or milestones that you've reached that you just want to throw out there. And I'm asking you all to think about this because you might not think that you've had a breakthrough or a milestone. So we use this time to kind of really uh, search our mind for, okay, where have I had a breakthrough, where I've had a milestone? Because chances are you have. A lot of times your brain doesn't always present it to you as such, but it's really important to acknowledge and look at the great things that are going on because our brain often just will focus on the negative stuff, right? So it sounds like one of you guys had a binge and then got back on track, and I would see that as a breakthrough. So congratulations, yay. That's a great breakthrough. Kathy is saying things are going well. Daily weights, tracking all food, learning to incorporate everything, slowly losing weight, keeping it off. Yay. Tracking everything has been a game changer. Awesome, Deborah. I'm glad to hear that. And even if you binge, track it. It makes such a difference in the experience. Even though it seems to be totally the opposite, it really does help. Anyone else want to share? 15-pound release since April 28th. Well done, Carol. That's great. Even though I had a binge, my first thought was start over, but then I went back to track information and I did track it. Good for you. Exercised 5 days this week. Enjoying the tracking. Wow, well, lots of breakthrough, you guys. Milestone, the 5/4/24. So happy. Breakthrough has been on a 2-pound vacillation, have not gained back a lot more weight, not thinking. Oh gosh, now all these, I'm learning I need to forgive myself and let things go. I'm gonna go look. There's gold here, you guys. Tracking everything, including bites, releasing for the first time in years, more protein, uh, is totally controlling snacking, 8 pounds down since May 10th, struggling with exercise this week, getting back on track, 3 days of clean eating. I think I've found the on-ramp, Jennifer, woohoo. Since coming off 30-day shift, I'm having trouble staying within my budget. Okay. We can, that's something we can talk about if you're hanging out, Jody, to the end. Got a slow start, but now tracking. And I've been able to stay away from sugar this week successfully. Awesome. Started the shift in March, almost 18 pounds release. Woohoo, Melody. I remember when you were just starting out, had a few days without tracking, but I'm back on track. And have not left any weight since starting shift. I'm assuming that's like lost any weight since starting shift. Was this your first shift or I'm not quite sure because there's a name there. So happy not to let that up and down bother me. 9 pounds down, need to change my internal dialogue in order to change my behavior. Where does everyone track? I use Liz. Okay, this is all internal stuff. I had a breakthrough that came in terms with really understanding, believing what my calorie budget is, and I feel finally in control and know what it takes. Whoa, that's awesome. All right. You guys can keep posting those if you want. That's great. I am going to keep moving on. Now, here's my question to you. Other than you who are new, okay, I'm going to move my little cursor here for a second. My next question is, where are you on your journey? Now, those of you who are super new, I would say I could probably answer that for you and say that you are, here, I'm gonna stop the share and I'm gonna come over here to the board. Okay. Um, that a lot of you who are new are on this, what I would call the bridge over to the continuing your journey, your weight mastery journey. And this is for most of you, and how many of you just put a O in chat if you have gone through the welcome orientation process, just so I know how many of you have like kind of gone through some of this material, because I'm not going to go into it deeply, but I am going to kind of revisit it. Okay, a fair amount of you. Okay, cool, good, glad to see that. Okay, so just as a refresher, um, you know, when we start in the world of fat thinking, we are in that on or off, all or nothing, good or bad, on or off cycle. We have not begun our hero's journey. You all, no matter where you are and how veteran you are, you began your hero's journey when you began your weight mastery journey, when you became an apprentice of weight mastery, way back when you ever started, or if for some of those of you, it's just over 30 days ago. And what happened on that 30 days is you started being indoctrinated into a skill set, the 9 skills of weight mastery. You started to be aware of the mindset, the critic, rebel, and really starting to build your inner code. So you started moving from this old, very deeply cognitively ingrained neural tracks to really creating a new brain, that new thin thinking brain. And for those of you who are newer, those little thin thinking spirals are very young, tender little sprouts. Now your job as we head into the next phase of your journey, because it's a phase, is to start to allow those roots to really begin to grow leaves. I planted zinnias out in my garden, and they each have like 4 leaves on them because they are coming up late. And there's still tender little things, but now they're getting a little more robust and a little more robust. Sorry, I always use gardening, but it's just top of mind for me. So you're beginning to strengthen your skills and your sense of yourself as a weight mastery apprentice. Now, here's the thing. In this bridge time, it's a very vulnerable time because you're going from a very specific learning environment where it was, things were kind of spoon-fed to you on a daily basis. You were creating internal change, but it was a very structured program. And your brain got kind of used to the meditation in the morning, the coaching, hypnosis at night. And it all was coming to you, and all you had to do is click and play and all of that. And now you're entering into a new format and into the next phase of the journey. And so there's going to be a time where the brain is kind of adjusting and going, and how many of you guys have been feeling that? Put a Y in chat. And I want you to know this is normal. And maybe some of you coaches who went through that, you can just give them a little love in the chat. So probably what you're feeling, this is what I'm thinking you're feeling, is like, oh no, this is going wrong. This isn't the way it should be. This is like too crazy, and it's too overwhelming, and I can't do this. And I just want to go back and do the 30 days again. Put a 1 in chat if that's what you've been thinking. Yeah, I know. And I love you guys so much. So I'm going to do some heavy loving on you today. So first of all, I want you to take a deep shift breath and to know that what you're feeling is cognitively normal and correct. What's happening is your brain has gone into a new phase and it hasn't quite yet landed. You haven't, when you first started the shift, it was overwhelmed and I can't do this. And everybody wanted to hit the eject button and leave. Or, everybody felt like I can't do this. But you stayed and you stretched and you got into the groove of it. And then you were flying, you were doing, and some of you, it felt like really great. Some of you felt like, I'm still trying to figure it out, right? Wherever you are is perfect, and we're here to support you. So, and those of you who are veterans, you have now noticed, like Gina just went through a growth period. I know Melanie has gone through several growth periods because she's been at this for a couple of years. Um, who else is in here today that I know has been here for a while, but I just saw a few names, but some of Sharon, um, Barbara, some of you guys who have been around have gone through now several, what I would call, these little dots here are growth phases. And so I want you to all understand that growth happens like peeling the layers of the onion, right? And the so you get to a certain level of mastery, and the subconscious mind goes, okay, we've kind of got this. Now we're ready to go a little deeper. And so it's like peeling off the layer of the onion. A lot of times it will feel like you've gone backwards and that you haven't made any progress. But actually, what's happening is you've gone deeper. You're repeating stuff, but on a deeper level and having deeper learning. And sometimes on this progress, this hero's journey, and I'm going to remind you that this hero is a hero's journey. Um, we will hit these points, but our brain is going to go into, because we have this fat thinking brain that still exists. It's getting, the wires are getting a little fainter and fainter, but especially in the beginning, or especially even in the first 6 months to a year, when we hit these periods of time where we go through a plateau or a stressful period, it's a new learning time where our external circumstances may have changed, our internal circumstances may have changed, or they both may be changing, that it may feel like we're not doing it right. It may feel bad. And that our old insecurities flood in, make us feel like we're a jerk, that we blew it, that it's never going to, honeymoon's over, it's never going to be right, and that this was just another horrible attempt, and we throw out in the towel and then go back and try to find some other shiny penny, right? You guys don't do that anymore because you are weight masters. Sorry, you don't have the luxury of doing that because you've doubled down on yourselves. And in doing that, you are going to learn to grow in the right way. And so when the fact that you are feeling new, out of sorts, and everything is right now, I'm going to walk you through how to manage this, but I want you to know it's normal. And I hope that that helps you feel better and less panicky um, about where you're at, because where you're at is appropriate. It's absolutely 100% appropriate. My daughter just graduated from college. She said to my son, who's in college and studying really hard, and he's like, I can't wait till the year is over. And she's like, well, because she just wrote her thesis and she just, finished. And and she's like, you don't even know what existential feelings come up the moment that get out of school. So don't hurry. It's basically, she was saying, on what's on the other side is a little scarier. So, you've gone through a really rigorous 30-day mind training program. Now you've gotten to the other side, and you're coming into a new era of bringing the process into you. And so it's going to feel a little strange, but I want you to know that all of your fears and doubts are probably coming up, and I want you to, allow them and to observe them. And we're going to go on through how to do that. But I want you to understand that you are actually okay. You are still on your journey. You are still a hero. You just need to take it one day at a time and one step at a time. And you need to listen to that inner coach and turn down the volume on the inner critic that is saying, this isn't what we thought it was. It failed again. And all those phrases that you've probably been hearing in your head. Okay. Does that help? Just put a Y in chat if that helps. I hope so. We're gonna dive into this a little more. Okay. Promise me you'll wait until the end of this to decide whether or not you're gonna go back and do the 30 days again. Hey, I have no problem with your doing the 30 days again, but I don't want you to do it out of fear and panic. And I really think that it's probably gonna suit you better to stick with it and just feel weird for a bit and really feel like you're moving forward and advancing rather than going back to the beginning. Okay. So whether you are new to monthly mastery or been in the program, um, I want to remind you that you're going to go through growth periods, and growth periods are really hard because they bring up all of our insecurities, and they are really challenge points, and they really make us feel like we have not made any progress. So change feels weird. Now, those of you, everybody here, all of you have been masterful in areas of your life, right? And those areas of mastery, you know what I mean when I say change feels weird, right? This isn't the first time in your life that you've gone through a big transition. And maybe you went through a transition with a job, or maybe you went through a transition with um, when you had children. I remember I felt like a real dummy when I had my first child. I mean, I read all the books and I was like, I still don't get this. It's horrible. I felt like the worst mother. So, any transition is going to be stressful and painful because our brain latches on to what it knows and then it doesn't want to change, right? So, why does it do this? Well, the way that you were seeing, like as you were going through this shift, maybe as you were going through this shift, my guess is that you got used to the format, and your brain was self-seeing you and saying, hey, you're doing great. And you were doing great. I'm not denying that you were doing great, but now the brain is looking and going, you kind of don't know what you're doing, and um, the inner critic starts to grab a hold of that because the inner critic feeds on our fear. And the inner critic, wants to manage chaos and the fear. So it might say, well, this doesn't feel right. And we need to go back to where there's structure and what you know how to do. And you're not doing it right. And maybe this is all wrong. So that fear and panic that you're feeling those are old thoughts. I mean, put a 2 in chat if you've heard these thoughts before, maybe when you finished a diet, or maybe when the Whole30 finished, or whatever. It's just like you get to the end of something and then you're left like with your idea of yourself, and it and it creates this feeling of unease that we don't like, right? So it's very vulnerable. And I want you to understand and kind of give yourself a little hug right now and just say, and I'm not being woo-woo. I'm just being like, you are in the right place. You are doing the right thing. It just is going to take a little time for your brain to adapt it. So we're going to start to stretch your brain open to a new format and to a new way of moving forward, because you guys are all moving forward on your journey of weight mastery. I'm really committed to you, and I'm really committed to you getting this, right? Um, and trust the process, but trust yourself. See, that is what's missing here, is the self-trust. And that's okay. You don't, there's nothing wrong because you don't trust yourself right now. But I want to point that out, is that um, you, what is lacking is the trust. And that's what's been lacking every time you finished a diet. Even if you got to your ideal weight, guess what? You didn't trust that you could stay there. And guess what? You didn't. So you guys got into this program because you wanted to change, and it wasn't just for 30 days, and it wasn't just to lose some weight. It was to change the way you thought so that you could stay consistent over time. And this is the consistent over time piece. And this is why most people don't have long-term permanent weight management. It isn't the looking good at the beginning of the program. This is where this separates, this is the putting the big girl and boy panties on time now, and believing in yourself, stretching through this, because once you do, you're going to get into your own way of doing things. And that is when you really get confident and masterful. Make sense? So it's easy right now to see yourself not in a positive light. And you might be experiencing self-shame. Oh, I got that system down, but then now I'm blowing it and I'm getting off track and I don't know what to do. And it's just like I said earlier, it's easy to go down that. Okay. And for those of you who are veterans, correct me if I'm not wrong, that every time you get to a new place on your trajectory, it feels like this too, right? Because I'm going to go back to this thing here, because how growth happens is it doesn't happen like this, it happens like this. And so, we get on a path. You guys started the shift and you were doing good. And then you got into that, like, I'm going good, I'm going good, I'm going good. Oh, I'm in a whole new learning environment. And now I have to rely on me. Oh, what's that about? And what's going to happen is you're going to get used to it and you're going to get it. And then you'll get to a different place. Like maybe you'll go through a stressful time, or maybe you'll get to a plateau. And as you go through this program and this process and the monthly mastery program, our goal is to provide knowledge and community so that when you get to those places, we're like, yeah, that's normal. Good for you. Yay. Here's how we work our mindset around this so that you can stay consistent over time, because the longer you're doing this, the more ingrained your brain gets and the easier it is to go through, so that these here, where's my pen? These these big squiggles then become more like, oh, I'm on a plateau. Oh, I'm going through a stressful time. They go from being really dramatic to a little less dramatic, and then to, this is just who I am. This is part of my life. But it takes time to get there. But we're just starting. But I just want you to understand that this is how growth happens. And for you coaches and for you veterans who are here today, all of this pertains to just being more open and receptive when those challenges come up, whether it's, starting after your 30 days, whether it's being on a plateau, getting through those things. It is stretching you, and you are growing every time. You're getting more mastery, so that when you get through that time, you're taking that experience within you, developing and becoming more and more confident. Make sense, everybody? Just put a 3 in chat. I'm going to really have to go through the alphabet today or the number system.
Rita, someone asked a good question and you're kind of
Oh,
on.
yeah.
you're kind
Yeah.
of on-
Thanks, Gina. What was the
says
question?
It's from iPhone, so I don't know who it is, but it says, can you talk
iPhone? Uh-huh.
a little more about trusting yourself and what to say to inner critic who says, I'm just trying to protect you and you don't have all the answers?
Perfect. I'm just going to get into that right now. So hopefully, if I don't answer that question, ask again, but we're going to look at that right now. A great question. Thank you. So I'm going to show you, and I know some of you guys were here for our emotional eating training in the shift. And I know some of you who are veterans it may have been a long time. We look at RAIN in the monthly mastery program as well. And RAIN is just a acronym for a way of processing our feelings and emotions rather than eating over them. But I think RAIN also is very appropriate for taking ourselves through a growth or challenge place and bringing that trust piece into it. So hopefully this will answer your question, iPhone. So RAIN is, again, it's an easy acronym for recognizing something, allowing, investigating, and then nurturing something. So the way we would would recognize something that's like right now, a lot of you guys are coming into this new system, the monthly mastery program, and you're like, whoa, this is different, and I'm different, and it's I'm having to figure some stuff out, and I don't feel 100% confident. So you're going through a growth time. And some of you who are veterans might be going through like a plateau, or going through a hunger period. Sometimes our body adjusts, or you might be traveling, or having family over, or going through like a hard time in your marriage, and just like being really stressed out, and whatever that is impacting your weight mastery journey as well. Maybe you had an injury and you're having to figure that out. Wherever we're hitting a place where we are learning and growing, it's going to feel vulnerable and challenging at first. So the first step is to really recognize, oh, I'm going through a growing phase, right? Does this make sense to you guys? So we are all like saying today, I'm going through a new growth phase. I'm not going through a bad time. I'm not going through a time, like where I'm being stupid, or falling apart. You're not falling apart. You're going through growth, and that's going to feel a little like the ground isn't firm beneath your feet. We don't like that, but like I said. So first, we're just recognizing it. We're saying this is happening. This is going on because our brain's desire is to hit the eject button, as it always has in the past, to go back to the beginning, to be, oh, let me start over, let me do good, let me be perfect, and then next time I get to this place, I will be better off. You don't want to do that, because that is still then reinforcing that impulse to get away from perfectionism, and instead just be with yourself here, and be in the moment here, and be mindful here, and loving and compassionate with yourself here, and then walk yourself step by step through it. Okay, you guys with me? And Sheena, I love all of your coaching on the side. So can you guys all say, yes, I recognize that where I am, like I'm in a growth period. Can we all like just sign off on that growth is happening, yay, and this is a good thing, woohoo. Okay, good. You're growing, this is good. Okay, and then we're gonna allow it. We are gonna allow it by calling it out, and we're gonna call it out by going, wow, I am feeling vulnerable. I am feeling, because we don't want to feel these feelings so often, we'll just push them down. But as we've learned from being shifters, that when we push down feelings, they don't go away. We either, it's kind of like holding that inflated beach ball below the water at the beach. You let your hands go and it pops back up, right? So those feelings are still there, but now they're turning into resentment, they're turning into disrespect, they're turning into insecurity, rather than just saying, hey, I'm going through a growth period. This is new for me. I'm feeling vulnerable. I'm feeling a little stupid, but I'm not stupid. I just feel like that. I feel like I'm doing it wrong, but I'm new to this. I'm feeling like the honeymoon is over. It's okay. It's in fact important to call all those things out. I'm going through a transition with my business. I'm having to change a lot of, yeah, as you guys all know, I'm not a technical person, and this year has been the most technical because our company is going through apprentice and training. Exactly, Shelley. Our company is going through a lot of changes, and the world of just being online is going through a lot of changes. So a lot of software platforms are changing their way they operate. And long story short, I'm going through a lot of change right now, and I'm feeling very vulnerable and very uncomfortable. And I'm having to do all of this in my own little world too. And so when I sit with myself and my feelings, so I don't eat over it, I'll ask myself, am I going to eat over this, technical change? I was like, I might. I was like, I better do something about it. I better sit down and call out all these feelings that are going on inside of me. And, often I feel stupid. I feel old. I feel like a dinosaur. I feel like, I haven't gotten it yet. I've been in this business for how long and I'm still not technically savvy. What is wrong with me? You know what I mean? Like, so I am feeling and allowing all those feelings to exist. And how I like to do it is I like to imagine my heart is opening up, in a good way. And I'm just allowing all those little feelings to be. I'm allowing them all their little space in there, and I'm allowing the little girl Rita in me just to be like, say what she needs to say. Like, I'm feeling scared and I'm feeling like I don't know, and this might not turn out okay, but willing to, and then I'm also being the adult Rita and saying, I got it, little girl. But I think if we just do it one step at a time, we've got support, we've got people around us who know more than we do, and which you do as well. And um uh and oh, thank you, Gina. But when you have the child and the adult, and you allow the child to speak, and you allow yourself also to be the adult saying, all we have to do is show up today and do the things that we've been doing, track, set goals, plan. And we're going to start to do this for ourselves, but we're just going to take it a little bit at a time, little girl or boy, and within me. Um, then you're allowing for a whole new experience to unfold within you. And you're allowing those feelings to have a life. And the interesting thing is when you do, they start to dissipate a lot more quickly than if you're just pushing them down and saying, well, I just got to go back to the beginning and got to be perfect, right? This is a whole new opportunity to feel weird and to allow all those weird feelings to get underneath that, like, this doesn't feel good or this feels uneasy. Call out more than one. Like, I dare you all to name 10 feelings that you're feeling, because my guess is you're not feeling just one feeling. You're probably feeling mad at yourself. You're feeling disappointed. You're feeling vulnerable. You're feeling like a fish out of water. You're feeling, like you're never going to get it right. Like there's a lot of stuff going on in there, and it helps just to call all of it out, because it's not the end of the world. Those things are perfectly normal, and it's perfectly fine for you to feel those things. The world isn't going to open up and swallow you because you're having those feelings. It's actually going to be powerful for you. Does that make sense? Feel the fear and do it anyway. Exactly, Shelley. Okay, then comes the important step, the investigate part, right? What is this challenge revealing to me? What is this challenge revealing to me? What is this new world that I'm in? Like, this challenge is maybe revealing to me, this is the next part of the journey. And I don't quite know what to do yet, but that's cool. I understand that for me, change is scary. And maybe that challenge is this maybe this challenge is right now that I'm facing is just, change. And it's not that I'm doing it wrong, but it's just change and growth. Let me get curious instead of critical. Remember, we've got that going for us as shifters. We get curious instead of critical. We're putting on our lab coats. We're moving from emotion. We're allowing ourselves to have our emotions, but now we're also bringing in the scientist. We're bringing in the, like, let me look at like what's really going on here. Um, how long do you allow the allow part? How do you know it's over? My temptation is to immediately investigate because the feelings are so uncomfortable. Well, the what I would say is that there's not a straight answer for that. You might have these feelings and they may reoccur. So when they come up, what you want to do is allow and hear. And then you also want to bring in that inner coach just to say those feelings, make sense to me. And I'm sorry that you are feeling uncomfortable right now. But you can go ahead and begin to investigate. So you can move to investigation, but you do want to like call the ball out and allow them to exist and not just go, oh, I don't like these feelings. Let me go back to the beginning. just practice and stretch yourself into allowing those feelings, and to the point that, okay, I felt enough now, let me move on. Then you can investigate. But my guess is that the feelings may come back, and that's okay, because you can go through this whole thing again and again, and it will get easier and less the potent every time that you do it. Does that make sense? I'm not quite sure. Me this so I can see your name. iPhone. So you can allow, and then you can start to investigate what's going on underneath the feelings, right? What's going on underneath these feelings of, what do your inner, what do you need right now? Um, do you need, uh, do you need to feel like, if you bring in the scientist, we can say, well, what are the things that we need right now? Maybe we need to just sit down and look at what we need to do to create an action plan. Or maybe we need to listen to a hypnosis session and plan out which hypnosis sessions sound the best for us. But you're investigating under, you're getting underneath those feelings, and just learning more about what the general feelings are. For me, like, going through all this tech stuff is, sometimes when I investigate underneath my feelings, I'm like, who do I need support from? Or, if these are old, are these feelings really, they're real, but they're old feelings, and maybe I'm a lot better off than I think I am, and maybe I need to look at some evidence for me being further along than I think I am, like with regards to tech. Because a lot of times when your inner coach gets in there and starts investigating and kind of pulling out the different car parts from underneath the lid, you'll see, like, well, in fact, inner critic, you're actually wrong. We've been tracking our food, we've been making pretty healthy choices. And even if you've gotten off track, you're still in the game. But most of the time, when we're looking at things from this sort of vulnerable, hypercritical standpoint, um, it just all looks bad. And so when you start to bring in the inner coach to say, well, what's going on really? Like, let's just investigate, what are the facts here? Well, the fact is, I'm in a new program. The fact is, I've hit a plateau. The fact is, I have a lot of stress right now because there's a big project at work, and my kids need me, and my parents are sick, right? Like, you're just calling out everything that's going on around you, and going, okay, so could this be a contributing factor to these feelings? And how now can I begin to take care of myself, and to start to move myself forward and stay in the game on my weight mastery journey? And then you want to nurture that. And again, these are all, you can see, like, they have specific steps to them, but they all sort of roll into each other, as far as, like, you are nurturing yourself when you are doing this, but you're nurturing the part of you that feels afraid, and letting them know, hey, this is a growth period. This is perfectly appropriate for you to be going through. And give yourself the love and support and time that you need. You are deepening your mastery. And so it's going to be different. You're going to give yourself credit. And I want you all to give yourselves credit for having the courage to be here and to grow. Like I said, most people spend their lives going on, going off, going on, going off. You're staying on this journey. And so you are stretching, and you're being courageous. So no matter what it looks like, give yourself some credit for having some courage and tenacity and stick with itness. You know, give yourself some credit. Can you do that? Good. Hey, Maria, nice to see you. Good. Okay. You guys with me? You all with me? So do you get the rain? Recognize no, growth is happening. This feels weird, allowing all these different feelings that I am feeling. What's going on here? Okay, I'm feeling a little insecure about the fact that we don't have this rigorous, structure every day, where I'm feeling a little weird that I'm going to be in charge. I'm feeling a little like I don't trust myself, but maybe I can. And it seems like I'm going to have to go through the orientation and figure some things out. I might need to get some stuff on my app. Okay. Um, can I nurture myself through, oh, this is all change and this is different and I need to do that. But you know what? I just can do this one step at a time. One step at a time. Nobody's expecting you. This isn't a 30-day process anymore, so you don't have to like speed through it. You're now stretching into it. Okay? Got it? Are we all going to do this? Are we all stretching? And you thought we were just planning the summer. Good. Errol. Good, Jeanette. Yay. Who else is in? Vicky, you're in. Melanie, yep. In. Good. Dawn, in. Deborah, in. Shelley, in. Awesome. Okay, let's move on. Beautiful, you guys. I am really excited for you. Full in, Judy. Awesome. In. Beautiful. I love you guys. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move on. I'm going to let Debbie in. What we're going to do is move on and we're going to get into summer and we're going to create a vision. And then I'm going to have you guys get into groups. Now, some of you guys haven't gotten in groups yet, and it's super fun. Do not be afraid of it. And then we're going to get out of groups and I'm going to walk you through monthly mastery and answer a lot of questions that people have had. But I just really hope that that our conversation here has been helpful for you to just understand that perfectly fine. You're on your trip forward. Now let's talk about our summer. Now, remember when those of you who are new, we started the shift weight mastery process and we created a vision. And I know you probably sat down and have hopefully created your next 30 days. I think the furthest the mind can go, like really as far as picturing things and creating plans around them. I know we have our vision of ourselves at our ideal weight and our vision of ourselves at our 5 years, which is super awesome. But for as far as planning and goal setting, I think 3 months is like as far as mine goes. And I think that's why most major corporations do quarterly planning and yearly planning, but they really break it down into quarters and then they break it down into months and then they break it down into weeks. And I do want to think of you now as the CEO of your own weight mastery journey, where you are, creating your powerful vision. So now I had asked a lot of you, and I know some of you came in late, but just to have a piece of paper handy so that you guys can just kind of sit and brainstorm for a moment. And I want to just give you an opportunity to think about where you are right now. Here we are, it's June 12th. And I want you to think forward to September 15th. And I kind of want you, I want you to think about, I invite you to think about what that journey between here today and September 15th is going to be like for you. And this isn't about surviving. This isn't about, trying to be good. This is about you are creating your weight mastery journey between now and September 15th. And if that feels too far out for you or too, amorphous, it's okay. But just play, just play with it. It doesn't have to be specific or exact, but just play around with it, because most of you might have some, like, I kind of know what's up for me this summer, where, I'm going hiking in August and I'm going hiking again in September for a few days. And, those are my little summer breaks this year since yeah, so those are my summer breaks. So you probably know if you're traveling, you might know if you've got company coming into town, and you might not know a lot of other things, which is totally fine. But I just want you to think about the next 3 months, and given the reality of what your life is like, because if you're on a cruise for the entire month of August, your weight mastery goals might be a little different, like as far as weight release, than in July. So think through from now until September 15th, and just get in on the piece of paper or in your mind, like, what is my overall weight release goal? And I want you to set a loving goal that is realistic for you to achieve, but inspirational, that feels like, okay, I can do that. And that's exciting for me. And that feels good for me. And I feel aligned with that. So, put a 1 in your chat if you have that goal in your mind. Dana, PKF, Stephanie, Cook, good, Jeanette. Okay, looks like most of you have that goal in your mind. Okay, and you feel aligned with it, right? All right, so now let's talk about skill goals. And this gets a little more, why I like people to think about building skills is because I think it inspires you, and I think it reminds you you're on a journey of building skills, right? We're not just tracking and because tracking itself can get into this whole like, well, I'm tracking, but when you're building skills, like, for instance, I'm going to build the skill of, my inner coach taking my shift breath. I'm going to build that skill, or I'm going to build the skill of forgiving myself when I get off track and get myself right back on track. I mean, that's the number one skill you can build. I'm going to build the skill of social eating. And, this summer, I'm just going to really work on creating a vision of leaving social events and feeling like I was healthy, bringing healthy foods to the social event. Like, just thinking about you in the summer, what are going to be some things that you're going to be wanting to work on that are going to add to your weight mastery and help your weight mastery. Maybe it's exercise. I'm going to build the skill of uh, adding yoga to my routine. That's something that I have a friend who's doing a new really power Ashtanga yoga class. I was like, try that. It sounds really scary, but I was like, I might try that. So, what skill goal would you have for yourself? And I don't want you to have a ton of them. I just have 1 or 2 that you can kind of keep as your front of mind focus, because I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. I just want you to go, okay, yeah, that's something that's on the table for me. Other than this, my weight goal, I want to build out this part of my mastery. Do you guys all have something tracking? Okay, Sharon, cool. Who else wants to throw their skill goal in? Yeah, and go ahead and give us some ideas. Planning, okay, good. That's an awesome thing to work on. Consistent exercise, awesome as well, Dana. Increase exercise, get back to weightlifting. Okay, cool. Drinking water and stimulus control. Oh, see, all of these are such great skills. Anyone else want to throw something in there? Planning meals? Okay, great. Yeah. Swimming. Oh, cool. Yes. Summer's perfect for that. Back to daily pickleball after dinner. Oh, good for you, Judy. I'd like to learn how to do that. Planning, drinking water, vacation, staying on track, lots of vacation time. Okay. Yeah. So you can see that walk it through daily. So everybody so this is what I'm talking about when, here we were in the shift process, and now you're stretching into your mastery and claiming your stake. You can see that you each have something that you want to focus on, that you want to start to build that muscle in, right? And it's not going to be the same as your neighbor. And this is where you begin to take ownership. And this is where you start to feel more confident, because it's yours. It doesn't belong to me. It's yours. And that's what we want to start to move you into, is ownership and 100%. Like, I've got this. This is my journey. It's not Rita's journey. It's not the shift, the process. The shift is helping your brain make the changes, but you are creating your journey, right? So you want to now internalize. See, I know I talked about this in the orientation, but the shift was this. It created an inner shift, but it was sort of an external 30-day process that you went on, you know, and so it was an outer structure. Oh, here, I'm gonna share this. This was an outer structure that you went on that allowed for an inner shift. But now the monthly mastery program is really designed to have you bring that structure inside of yourself and create your own structure. And this is where you get ownership, and this is where you get confidence. Make sense, you guys? So let me go back to the board. Yeah. Yeah. I knew you would get that. Okay. Now, so let's now think about what are vulnerable times that I need to think through. Again, we are not hoping to do good this summer. Somebody who is like on a diet and, well, I hope I do good on my diet this summer is going to be, oh, well, I'm going on vacation. I hope I do good. But Weight Masters, we're like, okay, my vacation, I might be a little vulnerable there. Let me think that through. Let me make a plan. Let me create that healthy vacation. Let me create maintaining my weight through my vacation or releasing a pound through my vacation. We're not like just sitting on the sidelines hoping uh, it goes well. We're like, I'm making this happen. I'm creating this, right? So where are times that you might be vulnerable, that you might want to start to go, okay, I'm gonna have to create a plan around that, or I'm gonna have to think that one through, or ask for support in the monthly mastery community, which people do. We're there to support and go, hey, I'm going on vacation, need some ideas here. And we're there to support you. So dinner planning, okay, that's where you're vulnerable, Melanie. Got it. Anyone else want to throw a vulnerable time in there? Parties, okay. Vacation eating, absolutely. And what about just one of you guys wrote into me that you're off for the summer, and a lot of people, 4th of July holidays, yes. And there's a lot of holidays in the summer. We've got Father's Day coming up. We've got 4th of July on its heels. When you're alone, zero planning skills in other areas, feeling socially awkward, women's group meetings with food, those book clubs. Going home to UK with all my trigger foods. Oh, yes, Jane, I can understand. No wine gums for me when I go to the UK. I feel you. Adjusting from work to being on vacation, change in routine. Yeah. So a lot of people, this summer, the structure kind of falls away. And so for a lot of people, just that's unstructured feeling of the summer, even if you're still working, there's kind of a little more loose blousiness about everything, can feel a little scary, and can cause us to feel like we're going off track. And that's why planning becomes even more important, to create that internal structure for ourselves. So good. So you guys have some times to kind of start to think around, and again, ask for support, uh, and uh, you know, and use the hypnosis sessions, especially in the new hypnosis app. There's lots of support sessions in there for you. Your first summer in retirement, congratulations. Yeah, but that's going to feel, yeah, really different. We actually have this week's podcast. I interviewed a retirement coach, and she was awesome. I was like, oh, what she had to say about like the inner workings of retirement was so cool. So I hope you get a lot from that, Cindy. But yes, yes, yes. that freedom of the summer can sometimes be awesome. At the same time, it can be debilitating. So we have to kind of think that through. So what are your limiting beliefs about the summer? Just if you had to put those big, hairy, scary fears on the table about the summer and what's coming up for you, go ahead and throw those up in there. Vacation eating, going on a 10-day Alaska Denali cruise, just feel like posts I've seen showing really rich dinners. Okay, yeah. Well, hopefully somebody in our group has been on an Alaskan cruise. And maybe Maria, I know you, Maria owns a bed and breakfast up in Alaska, but maybe she knows from her customers who've told her how they've managed those cruises. Summer is short, not having enough right things to eat, stressful work, too much fruit, so too many carbs, indulging can't hurt, can it? Exactly. Okay, so good. And so also, so being aware of our vulnerable times in the summer, being aware of our limiting beliefs. Now, where do you feel strong? Where do you feel good about this summer? Let's look at the positives. Let's look at where are you feeling like you've got your stride. Um, Every single person I know eats ice cream all summer and insists you have some. Well, it sounds like, Deborah, you're going to have to come up with some really, there's probably 10 different strategies for managing that. Where I have control over food, daily exercise and water intake, desire to achieve my vision. Good. Okay, excellent. Want to drink more water and eat fruit more. The skill of planning vacation calories. I have more time to learn about veggies and create. Great. Okay, so here we have the summer and it's starting to, are you guys getting the distinction between defensively going into the summer like, well, I hope it goes well, and going, oh, I'm creating these next 3 months. I have a goal, I have a vision, and now I can, you can bring it into the month of, this coming month, and then you can bring it into the week. We'll be going into the whole all of that, Karen, at the, in a bit. Um, and if and Karen, go through the orientation process. Um, it will walk you through everything. I'm in a routine now for exercise, planning meals, but I will be, Karen, I will be going through everything, the 2 different portals in monthly mastery. Okay, so I want to get through this with you guys because I want to get into the monthly mastery program. So I want to do now a summer vision exercise. The retirement coach interview has not happened. It's coming up this Wednesday. It will be dropped, so hasn't dropped yet. It's coming. It will be available on all podcast platforms this Tuesday, and I send my email out with the link to it on Wednesday. So you'll be getting that. It's a really good interview. So I hope you guys listen to it. If you're thinking about retirement or are in retirement, yeah, I love this woman. Somebody just, Penelope from our monthly mastery group actually, knows her, and she says, I think this woman would be great for our audience. And she was. And some of my best guests on my podcast have been recommendations from people in our monthly mastery group. So if you know somebody, like if you've worked with somebody who's like a coach or has some other sort of, way they work with people, help in the self-care or, even in personal finance or whatever, I'd like to bring in guests who, are helping us manage our lives better. So, and have a mindset piece to it. So if you know somebody like that, go ahead and let me know about them and I can reach out to them. So please let me know. Okay. So we're going to do a visualization, and I want to offer the opportunity because again, we've probably built up some resentment, self-resentment. So we probably need to do a little forgiveness and a little of acknowledgement for where we are so far. And then we're going to create a summer vision for you guys just to get you going, get you thinking about it in a powerful way. So, take a moment and just think, about few resentments or things that you feel like you haven't been doing right, in the last couple of weeks, or, since we stopped the 30-day shift, or since that finished up. Just take a moment, and you can even write them out, just to get them clear in your mind. My guess is you might have a couple of them. And if you want to share them in chat too, please do so, because it might help somebody else get clear on, an inner resentment they might have. Like maybe you stopped tracking, maybe you got into some sugar. I've seen that going on. Um, maybe you haven't started the orientation, or aren't, sure what to do next, and you're kind of mad at yourself for being behind, or, whatever the thing is. Eating sweets again. Okay. Yeah. The carb zombie. Uh, uh, what are you referring to, Melon? Did somebody ask, new app? Oh, yeah, I'll show you about the new app, but it's also, there's a separate meditation and hypnosis app, and it's been around for a while now, but it's new in the sense that there are two apps for monthly mastery. So, um, I and kind of hard for people to wrap their mind around that, but we did that just so that it's an easy app for you to just open up and listen to a meditation or a hypnosis session without having to sort through all the meetings and all of that stuff. Eating when not hungry, okay. Been eating my emotions and feel guilty even though it's been lean meats and low glycemic fruits. It's way more than I need. Okay, gotcha. Anyone else? Um, Anyone else? Okay. Now, how about acknowledging yourself? What are some things you can acknowledge yourself? Uh, Angry for wasting time not getting started. Hey, there's no time like the present, Karen. No time like the present. Okay, let's acknowledge ourselves for a few things, and we'll bring that in to our meditation. So, what are some things that you have done for yourself since finishing the 30-day process that you can acknowledge yourself for, or even coaches or veterans? What are some things that you want to acknowledge yourself for that you've been doing? Behaviors, thought processes, shift breaths, got back off on track after getting off track. I love that. I'm sticking with this. I'm feeling more positive. Good. Love that, Janet. Anyone else tracking? Some? Anyone else? Listen to the podcast with you. Tiger King. Oh, good. Listening to emotional eating, meditation, staying on track, lost another pound. Maria, awesome. That's 100 plus now, right? So great. And you're in the middle of your busy summer too. Gave away clothes that no longer fit, tracking like my life depends on it. Yeah. No, Maria, I want to point that out to you that, this is your second summer shifting. And, I know your summers get really busy because you run a bed and breakfast. So the fact that you're releasing weight and still doing that, that's so great. I fear of going to the doctor for weight, went and did my colonoscopy and mammogram. Good. Getting on scale as a scientist, not fearing the number. Awesome. Wow, you guys, really proud of you. So happy to be walking, swimming, driving today for the first time. Oh, great. Okay. So I'm gonna stop the share for a moment, and I am going to turn off my video, and you guys can keep your videos on or turn it off, because we are going to do our summer meditation. And again, those of you who have a little of a hard time seeing these things exactly, don't worry about it. Just allow my words to flow through you and focus on the feeling. And I will be guiding you in from the vision into the feeling. So uh, you don't have to worry about that. So let's go ahead and just take a nice deep breath in And as you exhale, close your eyes. Excuse me, I'm just having to move something there. Okay. And let's just take a nice deep shift breath in, shall we? And exhale. And just bring yourself into your body. Connect that powerful mind of yours with that body and just kind of scan through your body looking for any areas of tension. And just take a nice deep breath in and send a wave of relaxation to that part of your body that may be holding a little tension there. And just begin tuning in to the beating of your heart and tuning in the rising and falling of your diaphragm and chest as you breathe in and breathe out. And just take a deep breath into your body and send a wave of relaxation from the top of your head all the way down to your feet and out of each and every toe. And again, take a deep, deep breath into your body and just beginning to relax more and more. Notice everything but my voice is seemingly distant, far away. And you can choose to become as comfortable as you want as you go deeper and deeper into relaxation. There's nothing you have to do. There's nowhere you have to be except to allow just one relaxing breath just to naturally follow the next relaxing breath. Go ahead and see that nice staircase of 10 stairs covered in your favorite carpeting or material, whether it's stone or wood, the nice handrail at the side. Make sure you're safe. Somebody mentioned being in heels going down the steps the other day and they tripped. And I was like, oh dear, don't do that in your visualization. But so have that nice handy dandy guardrail there on the side. And just begin with that top step 10 and taking that first step down, going deeper and deeper, your mind opening now to creating a powerful summer. 9 down to 8, deeper and deeper. Knowing wherever you are today on your journey is right for you. It's the perfect place to be. 8 down to 7. Really recognizing that you're going through a very powerful time of growth and to acknowledge yourself for being brave and courageous during this time. 7 down to 6. Allowing those feelings, as different and as weird as they may feel, as we become more comfortable with these feelings become our friends and they become part of our weight mastery journey. Because those weird in the middle gray feelings between that black and white, being good, being bad, are the feelings of consistency. So learn to allow them and to make friends with them as you carry on your journey. 7, 6, 6 down to 5, deeper and deeper. Investigating deep within you, all that's underneath those feelings and going on in your life right now. Investigating with a curiosity set to move yourself forward, to stay cognitively correct, looking at the facts, but allowing the emotion. 5 down to 4, bringing in that nurturing inner coach to allow the space for all of this to occur. And to know that this space that you're creating in your mind is a new space. It's that new space that allows growth to happen, even when we aren't feeling powerful and positive, even when we're feeling insecure, even when we have negative thoughts going on in our head, nurturing ourselves back into alignment to stay on our journey, to keep moving forward one step at a time. We're down to 3, deeper and deeper relaxed. 3 down to 2. Mind opening wide to create a powerful, healthy weight mastery summer. 2 down to 1. And 1 all the way down, down to 0. And seeing yourself at the bottom of the stairs, seeing that door in front of you, and opening that powerful door to your subconscious mind. And as you step inside your powerful, beautiful place, seen so many beautiful paths and shift places presented in our group. Just step into that beautiful place that you've created for yourself, that place of change and transformation. And bring with you that intention for a healthy summer. Bring with you that intention to move through this period of growth into that period of enlightenment and feeling more and more comfortable with this new way of taking ownership, creating your powerful weight mastery journey forward now within the monthly mastery process. So just come on into your space. And here in your space, you might see this large pond of water, and it's a beautiful pond of water. This is the pond of forgiveness. Those of you who listened to our final consistency workshop, you might be familiar with this pond, but if you didn't listen to it, that's fine. You just create this beautiful pond, and around the pond is a sandy bank, and this pond isn't super deep. It only goes up to about your shoulders, and this pond of water is very inviting to you. This is the pond of forgiveness, forgiving waters. So I'm just going to have you imagine that you're standing on the bank of your pond and that you can be dressed in any way that you want to walk into the pond. You may be, maybe you like to have no clothes on when you get into a warm pond, or you might want have your favorite bathing suit on, or maybe you're covered from head to toe with some sort of clothing. Any way you wish is fine. But I'm just going to have you imagine you're slowly allowing yourself to walk down the easy slope of sand that leads you into the pond. And the pond is the perfect temperature. It's just the perfect, nice, warm, not too hot, not too cold water that swirls around you. And now I just want you to bring to your mind those resentments that you had against yourself over these last few weeks, and just allow these warm, inviting waters to just wash away any old resentments, any old limiting beliefs, any old negative thinking about your journey past your 30 days, or even at the end of your 30 days, if you feel like or even around your 30 days. So just allow these waters to wash away any of those old resentments. So you're just feeling good and aligned with yourself here in the middle. And as you're feeling those waters cleanse you and nourish you and give you strength, you see on the other side of the pond, you see your powerful inner coach, and they are there beckoning you with a big, fluffy, terry cloth robe or or some sort of towel. And as you slowly walk out of the water, up again, an easy slope, such an easy slope, you find that the water evaporates off you very quickly and magically as you exit the pond. And you allow your inner coach to nurture you a little bit and wrap that nice, warm, snug towel or robe around you. And as you do, as you settle into that and you look into the powerful eyes of your inner coach, allow them to give you a hug and you give them a hug back and you really feel connected with the power of your inner coach, this nurturing, wise part of you, this part of you that got you on this journey and kept you on this journey and will continue to keep you on this journey. And as you're hugging your inner coach and as they are hugging you back, I just want you to feel that sense of alignment and connection and to allow your inner coach to acknowledge you for those things that you want to be acknowledged for, those things that you have been doing that have been reinforcing for your weight mastery journey. So just allow a moment now, I'll be quiet. Just allow your inner coach to speak to you and give you words of encouragement, empowerment, and acknowledgement. Okay, good. And now finishing up, just giving that inner coach a hug. And now your inner coach is guiding you through, away from the pond and into your powerful area where you see your vision creating chair. And you see that powerful vision creating chair, and it's a comfy chair of your own design and choosing. And your inner coach guides you into the chair easily. You sit down and feel so comfortable and reinforced. And as you sit in your chair, you see in front of you that cinema screen or that screen, TV screen. And you see in front of you on that screen that image of you at the end of your wonderful summer. So I want you just to create on the screen or in your mind, whatever is easiest for you, uh, an, a scenario that you are imagining you will be in somewhere around the middle of September, September 15th, but just mid-September. The summer is over. We're heading out of Labor Day and into the autumn. Well, not quite the autumn yet, but uh, mid-September, just post Labor Day, and just see where you will be. Maybe you're walking along a beach or you're on a mountain trail, or maybe you're in your home, maybe you're in your garden, maybe you're at a party, maybe you're with friends, maybe you're by yourself. Just see yourself in that scenario and imagine where you will have released that weight over the weight of the summer. So whatever your weight release goal was, imagine now that you have achieved that goal. And imagine yourself, and those of you who are maintaining, imagine that you've maintained your weight over the summer. So those of you, I know some of you are in maintenance, so please imagine that, because again, that's a milestone for you. And imagine how you are going to feel. And so step into that cinema screen now and just feel that feeling of being lighter. Feel that feeling of accomplishment and confidence because you went through your first shift summer and you not only increased your skill set of weight mastery, you not only achieved mastery in the world of social situations and being in an unstructured time. You went through traveling, you went through having guests or seeing friends. You went through all the vulnerable times that you went through during the summer and you learned from them and you went through them and you're in here now in the middle of September and just feel that feeling of confidence, that feeling of having learned so much more this summer, feeling good about yourself, feeling that light feeling, feeling the tone in your muscles because you've been moving and exercising, feeling how the clothes fit against your body because you're lighter and leaner, and feeling all of these feelings aligned with yourself, confident and lighter. Take a nice deep breath in and bring this in as your internal blueprint for the summer of 2024. Good. And now I want you just to, in your mind, bring yourself back here to the present time today. And now we're going to begin our slow journey chronologically through the summer. Just imagining the finish of June and going through the month of June and all the things that you're going to do for yourself in the month of June, like settling into your monthly mastery structure, starting to plan for yourself, starting to listen to the meditations in the morning, continuing to listen to hypnosis at night, finding the hypnosis for you that fits you perfectly, starting to trust yourself on your journey of weight mastery and creating your own internal structure, starting to set goals on a weekly basis and feeling really proud of stretching in this new way. Seeing yourself going through July, for those of you in the United States, the 4th of July, some of you in other places, your special events and holidays. So going through those summer holidays, making those healthy choices, seeing yourself traveling and making the lighter choices, seeing yourself maybe confronted with challenging situations like everybody's eating ice cream or everybody's going to the candy store or everybody's making unhealthy food choices, but see yourself making the choices aligned for you and feeling fantastic. Maybe you're also asking for help more from the people in your life. Maybe you're getting that support you need for monthly mastery, but you're also asking for the people in your life for support. Maybe your people in your life are learning how you are moving forward on your journey and they're starting to come around and really support you. See yourself as you go through August, continuing to create the structure, really learning to love your body as we work on loving your body in the month of August. So, really embracing your body as it is now, embracing all the all the fun things about your body and all the strange things about your body. Uh, I can't seem to pronounce that word, so I will abstain from that. But just really enjoying the month of August for what it is. We have our Love Your Body challenge that you'll be going through and really gaining momentum, gaining confidence, gaining richness to your life, feeling more masterful with every week that you plan and you set your goals and you follow through on your goals and feel that weight releasing from you and see yourself mastering those challenging situations and see yourself taking care of stress in ways other than eating food all through the summer, feeling that momentum picking up, moving forward, moving through plateaus. Maybe it's a week or 2 or 3, but you move through them because you're powerful and masterful and moving forward and see yourself again here in the middle of September, having gone through a powerful summer that you created, you expanded into, you grew through the summer in a powerful way, expanding your weight mastery. And now take another nice deep breath in and bring all of those goals, all of those vulnerabilities, all of those plans, all of those acknowledgments within you and allow those to now stay within you as your internal blueprint for you and your inner coach to guide yourself through the summer. And now, as I count forward from 1 to 5, just allow yourself to come back 20% each way. 1, feeling good. You have now created a powerful summer that you can begin to live into. You're knowing that we've really created a bridge into this next chapter in your life, wherever you are, whether you're starting monthly mastery or you've been here for a year or 2 or 3, uh, we are creating a new bridge into that next level of learning. 3, excited and proud of yourself for really sticking with it, for ready and willing to take on whatever comes next with your powerful inner coach by your side. And 5, coming back ready to get on with your day. And welcome back, everybody. How are you doing? I'm now seeing it is 3:30 my time. So I think I took a lot more time in the beginning than I expected to, but I'm glad we took that time because I think that that was helpful. Um, I'm glad you enjoyed that. I hope you feel, are you guys feeling now more ready to head into a powerful summer? Yes, yes. Okay, so now I have a question for you because we are, oh, well, good, Sandy. I'm so glad. Um, Maybe I will edit that out and put that into our app. I'm gonna make a note to do that. So you guys, I have a question. Now, I was going to have you break into groups and kind of go over your summer goals with each other. I know some of you are new to groups. But I'm also looking at time and I want to be aware of time because I do want to walk you through the monthly mastery program and I do want to answer the questions and I don't want to take more than 2 hours. So are you okay if we abstain from groups today? I promise you we will do groups in our next meeting because I love getting you guys into groups to communicate with each other. But will you be okay with us not doing a group today? Okay. Okay, good. Okay. Okay. And for those of you who are disappointed, I'm sorry. But I think that we took some really valuable time in the beginning just to help you guys kind of move through that shaky feeling everybody always feels moving from the shift into this next part of your journey. So I think it was worth our time. Okay, so let me bring up our PowerPoint and um, let's move on. And those of you who are my, my shifty veterans, you can stay on. Like I said, I'm going to go over some monthly mastery things that may feel like they're new to you, the interface and everything. It's not 100% new. So if you need to go, I totally understand. And or want to go, I totally understand because I know we're going to be doing some review here. But those of you who want to uh stay on, please feel free to do so. Um, oh, so it's just for a moment. So we are going to do, it, as you're going into your, oh, this was going to be your, sharing in your groups, but just, um, uh, just as far as your summer planning, have, each month you're going to have a goal. So we created a 3-month goal, but then, you're going to want to do, and we'll be guiding you through this anyway, so don't worry about it. But now we're going to break down the summer into smaller pieces, which will be monthly, and then we're going to bring it into this week. And so you want to just start to look at, like we were already saying, travel, vacations, parties, what's going to be your structure. And I think for most of us, our structure is our planning and our goals. And for me, I know for me, my structure on a weekly basis is my exercise. Like my exercise becomes a very big part of my internal structure. And I invite you guys now to kind of start to lay into that as well. I think a lot of our coaches would say the same, but they might have different things for you as well. Um, so with the monthly mastery process, the aim is to develop your system of mastery. And like we've already discussed, it may feel weird at first and vulnerable. So, we're taking you out of a structure and now helping you create your own internal structure. So give yourself permission to have a transition that time that you don't really feel like you have it all together. We give you permission to feel like I don't have it all together right now. The floor beneath my feet is not strong, but you now know you can just be with yourself and guide yourself through this and know that this is perfectly normal. There isn't something wrong with you. You haven't moved backwards. The earth is not ending. The honeymoon is not over. You are just going through a transition time where you are growing. So my recommendation would be, if you have not gone through the orientation, to go through the orientation and to watch the videos in the orientation, because those orientation videos are going to walk you through your first 30 days. How to, what I feel are the most important bedrocks, the most important pillars for you to kind of hold on to as you move into your next 30 days. Um, so use that get started module to get oriented. Um, I would definitely say, today we sent out an email. Hopefully you all got it. That was your Sunday goal planning email. If you didn't get it, look in your spam. Um, and in it was, if you click into planning, there is a planning structure in there for you. So if you're like, I don't know how to plan, there's questions to ask yourself. There's step by step there for you. There's also a coaching video there for you every Sunday. So definitely use your Sunday or your Monday as a planning day. Sit down with yourself and start creating your weight mastery, because this is like that planning on a weekly basis is really important for most people. Some people just do it daily, but for a lot of people, especially in the beginning, planning that week is going to start to give you that feeling of creating your week. Okay, what's my weight release goal this week? How am I going to make that happen? Asking yourself those questions. What are going to be my challenges this week? Really looking at your calendar, just take out that calendar or I'm, again, as you guys know, I'm super analog, and I just get it out and I look at all, what's going on, like, and I circle everything, and I like, this is, my purple is my exercise. I'm not sure about exercise on Sunday or Wednesday, but like I structure that and I put it in there, and then I know. And then have your weight release idea of like, okay, I want to release a pound. How am I going to do that? Make sure you're aligned with um your calorie budget. Make sure that you don't have to plan out every meal, but you just have an idea going into the week of what you're going to do. Do you guys have that down? Does that feel like you can do that? This week is just sit down, think your week through, start with a goal, and use that. Good. And then you guys know how to track. You've been doing that. And then your meditation and hypnosis sessions are now in the Shift app. I know some of you like some of the sessions from the Shift. Like a couple of you were like, oh, I love the session. I just want to keep listening to the session. Fine, keep listening to it. And good news, you guys, we're moving all of the morning meditations and the hypnosis sessions from the Shift, and we're moving them into the Shift app. So you will have access to them also in your Shift app. So all the Shift meditations and hypnosis sessions will be in the app, along with all the other specific meditations that are in hypnosis sessions that are already in your Shift app to choose from. And you don't need to be overwhelmed. It's like, oh my gosh, there's so many things in here. Just pick one and listen to it. You know, like, just go through. It's just kind of like, what looks good to me today? And, use your gut. Start using your gut. Go, yeah, I think I need that one today. And just, it will probably be the perfect one for you. Okay. Yeah. Yippee. Yeah. So you guys will have access to those always all together and at your fingertips. I'm really excited about it too. It's going to take us a couple of weeks to get that going. I mean, it's going, but it will be a couple of weeks from now, but I promise you it's coming and it's going to be awesome. Yay. Okay. So definitely use the get started module, like I already said that, and ask in the community, people. Get in that Facebook community and start asking questions. Don't be shy. There's lots of cool people in there that have lots of cool answers. And I try to go in there once a day, and if you need to tag me or tag one of the coaches who is helpful for you during the shift, they're all in there. So we're all pretty reachable. All right. So now I want to just kind of walk through monthly, weekly, daily, because I think you want to just start to think of it like a overall monthly idea, weekly, and daily. Let me see what I've got. So, okay. Well, I just lost something there, but oh well, I lost my title. It said 30 days. If you guys did the orientation, you probably saw this. I'm gonna take this away for a second because I think this makes it a little easier. So in your first 30 days, you just want to think about this as your next first 30 days, right? You did your 30-day shift. Now give yourself 30 days to kind of not know what you're doing, but to kind of start to do that. Do it anyway and be okay with not being great at it. For years after I had kids, I used to be love yoga, and I got really good at yoga. And before I had children, and even during my first pregnancy, I, was like really, I could do the handstands and do all that stuff. Oh my God, I couldn't do that now. But so then when I had children, I had no time for yoga. And the kind of yoga was an hour and a half long. I was like, screw this, I need a half-hour workout, whatever, like whatever. So when my kids got older and I started having more time to do yoga, I kind of kept putting it off and putting it off. And I was like, why are you putting this off, Rita? I did a rein on myself. I was like, you are putting off starting yoga again. And I had to acknowledge, like, I feel like I don't know it anymore, and I don't want to feel bad, and I don't want to look bad to myself, because a lot of people who, were good at something once and then they got out the habit of it, when they go back to it, it's really hard for them to see themselves as not looking good. So once I recognized that, I was like, oh, I'm really afraid of beginning again, like being a beginner. Like my ego can't do that. And there's like, I can do that. Can you be a beginner again? Yeah, I can be a beginner. Can you start really slow? Yeah, you can start really slow. So once I kind of baby stepped myself through it and recognized what was going on and allowed those feelings, I was like, oh, okay, I can start here and then I can build on it. So I did that. Now I'm going to try this really hard yoga again, and pray for me. But anyway, so you're going into this new era, but I want you, so let's just look at the first 30 days and look at it as a transition time. Are you guys willing to do that? I think you are. And then I just want you to like kind of keep these 5 things in mind. And even if you have to make 3 instead of 5, that's fine. But the first thing is to plan for the month, like have that monthly vision, and I'll show you where you can, there's a thing that I guide you through a vision. And then there's a questionnaire, you can fill it out. I know a lot of you did, but if you didn't, this might be something that would be helpful for you. And then sit down, and you got your weekly goal setting thing this week, your email. So check that out. And set your goals for the week. And then on a daily basis, you want to start your morning with a meditation probably. And you can go back into the shift if you want, or you can go to the meditation app or the hypnosis meditation app, and you can start there and just open it up and play, any of those, like there's 4 or 5 meditations in there you can play, right? You guys with me so far? So can we plan? You okay? Or any questions about that? Okay. So then you just want to keep on shifting. You just want to keep on shifting. And what I mean by that is you want to keep putting that meditation in, a meditation. You want to keep using hypnosis. I would say, do you need to do hypnosis 7 nights of the week? No. But, most people are pretty happy sticking with the hypnosis on a daily basis in the first month. So I would recommend, if you miss it, it's not like the shift. Oh my God, I got to go back and do no, you can just move on. Okay, well, I missed it today, but maybe I'll make it happen tomorrow, right? And go in the app and just kind of search around and get used to like what some of there's ones for sleep, there's ones for loving your body, I mean, there's just lots of different ones. So just, there's no perfect one. There's a great coaching session in there called the 9 Skills of Weight Mastery. It's like an hour and a half coaching session. So if you want to kind of mini shift, you can just listen to that in your car and it walks you through the 9 skills. They're in a little different order because that was I made that like a long time ago, way back when at the beginning of the shift. But it's the 9 skills are in there. And then I come to meetings. I mean, I hope you have found this meeting helpful. And if you missed the meeting, listen to it. If you can. If you can't, don't worry about it. That you'll come to the next meeting. I don't want you to get overwhelmed. It's like, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do that. Just keep it simple for yourself. And if you have to, pare it down even more, like I am just going to plan my day, and I'm going to listen to morning hypnosis or I mean, morning meditation. That's all I'm going to do. Great. You know, just start with what you can and build from there. You guys good with that? Does that sound like doable? Just do what you can. There's going to look like a lot going on, but really, I want you to keep it simple because that is going to build your confidence, right? Don't try to do everything. I'm giving you permission not to do everything. I'm just giving you permission to keep it very simple. Plan, track, listen to a meditation in the morning, listen to a hypnosis if you want to, and you'll be golden. That's all you need to do. And even if you don't do that, that's okay. Just keep moving forward. Okay. Stay on track, meaning no starting over. And if you're like, I'm going to go back and do the 30 days of the shift, please don't do it from a place of, I've got to do it again because I haven't been good and I've got to go, because then that's going to start that diet mindset again. Okay. Don't use the shift as a diet. Your mind might want to do that. Your inner critic might want to go back and do those 30 days again. It's not going to be good news for you. Now, if you want to use the shift and go into the shift and go, I really like that. Somebody was saying they really like the aversion hypnosis. Some people don't, some people really like it. Awesome. You can listen to that as much as you want. And again, we're moving it over and you can listen to it till the cows come home, really. But don't, don't go in like looking for that structure, because I don't want you to go back to, we want you to now put the structure in you. That's the next step. It's not going back and being perfect. It's like the structure in you. And use the community, honestly, use the community, whether or not, like if you hate Facebook and don't want to use that, fine. Come to these meetings. This meeting has been, a lot of me talking, but we do Q&A at a lot of our meetings. We're going to do more back on track meetings. So we usually once every other month, I'll do a back on track meeting where we just come on and everybody gets back on track. It's just for people who feel like they've kind of gotten a little off track. So come back, but don't start over. Reach out to me. Again, use the community as a place where you can say, I feel bad, I got off track, and everybody will be, say, no, you're not, and they'll give you some good coaching and they'll help you get back. But definitely use that back on track module. So I'm going to go through, so I'm just going to go through this really. Do I need to do this? Let's see. What can I do monthly? I think it's better that I just show you. But anyway, basically, bottom line on monthly, you're going to create your goal for the month, and you can each month will have a new hypnosis and meditation, but you don't have to feel like you have to listen to them. But if they are there for you, if you want them. The meeting schedule, I will show you where it is, but every month we'll have a new meeting schedule. And like I said, do what you can, leave the rest. And there is a tour of what I'm going to show you as well. So don't feel like if you don't see everything, don't worry about it. Like I have said already, on Sundays, you're going to get that email that gives you a coaching session from me, for you to kind of reset your mind for the week. Take the time to plan. every Monday I send out a little kind of update, what's going on in Monthly Mastery email. And it's also a chance for you to get accountable. I post it in the Facebook group. And then during the week, those of you who joined last week probably got your first weekend refocus email. And again, if you don't want to refocus for the weekend, don't worry about it. Don't get your, as my mother-in-law would say, don't get your knickers in a twist. It's going to be okay. But it is there for those of you who struggle with the weekend and need to really create a good mindset around the weekend. It's there for you. So, and it's also there in in your app. So if you want to listen to that, that's there for you. And I would say bare minimum, listen to hypnosis 3 times a week, but you can always listen to it more. And then on a daily basis, I would say try to hit a morning meditation, keep weighing yourself and tracking, get that consistent protein up. If you're struggling with the sugar, take the sugar out and hibernate that carb zombie if you're struggling with the sugar, or you can revisit Carb Savvy from the shift. But I would say get the protein up, because the more protein you're eating, the more stabilized you will feel, and it will be easy to cut the sugar down. Plan ahead for success, keep exercising and use the Facebook group. And again, keep it simple, but I'm just trying to, hit the basics. And then I'm going to show you right now where the off track, if you get off track, to get back on track, you can listen to the refocus session. You can let me know, you can ask the group for help. And don't give up, reset the goals, reset the goals. Reset your goals, and you are allowed, to get off track. It's actually, every time you get off track and get on track, you're deepening your mastery. So no shame here. We love it when you get off track and get back on track. I just get so excited. It not an excuse to get off track, but when you get off track and get back on track, we're not shaming you. We're like celebrating you. So, use us to get back on track, because that is the heart and soul of weight mastery. This recording will be available. I can't tell you, because what happens is I'm recording this on the cloud, and the cloud does its thing through Zoom, and then I have to take it and put it onto YouTube. So it takes a couple of hours, but I will be getting it out to you probably later tonight, and you'll get it in an email. It will also be posted in the Monthly Mastery community and in the Facebook group, and it will be posted in the Monthly Mastery portal as well. And I'm going to go through that really quickly with you guys right now, so you know where it is. And then I will stay on and answer the questions that people asked me. I know we're going to go over a little bit, and I apologize for that, but I'm sorry. Hopefully this has been helpful. Let me go. Okay. So here is the Monthly Mastery portal. So this is the home base, I would call this, and this is where you are going to find, this is obviously the desktop version. You have a mobile app version as well. The mobile app is going to look pretty much like this left-hand column right here, this menu here. And this is, this is just a little more of our little theme. And here's the Get Started portal. I'm not going to open that up. I don't want to, it's basically just all the different steps that I just walked through. But here's where you're going to find the meetings. And that when I say that, means your meeting schedule. So if you want the June meeting schedule, you just click in here and it will be there for you. And if you're like, it's Saturday morning and you didn't get an email for some reason, and you're like, holy crap, it's the meeting. Where do I get the links? You can get all the links right in here for the month. The meeting links, the Zoom links will be here. You just click on this and it will take you to the Zoom links. Okay. So that's where you find your meetings. And these are the meeting recordings. So all of the May meeting recordings are here. So if you want to go back and check out some of the meetings from other months, they're here, and we will be posting today's meeting, and it will be June 2024 because it's the first meeting of the month. And you can come in here and grab it. In here, this is like I said, and I'll show you the app with the hypnosis and meditations, but we do host just the June's meditation and hypnosis session in here. And then if you want, sorry, I bring up, I'm the app, Karen is Kajabi, Kajabi. And if you go into the get started, there are directions on how to, you get the Kajabi app, Kajabi, and then you just sign in with your email and password. And then you should find in your library your monthly mastery and the Shift hypnosis app. I'm going to show you what that looks like as well. But if I just wanted to point out, if you want to sign up for 30 days of morning meditation to come to you as emails, what we now have, we don't have it quite set up yet. We're going to have it set up, but it's not quite set up, but that you can sign up for more, and it's just going to be the same meditation every day. It's not going to be all the different meditations we have. It's going to be our classic meditation. Some people just like getting that email. It makes it easy for them. And if you like that, you can sign up for it. And then this will take you to the meditation hypnosis library, meaning the other app. But it won't take you to the app. It will just take you to the desktop version. That's the best we can do right now. If you want to plan the month, this is your monthly vision goal setting. If you go in here, there is a audio, and it's a meditation very similar to the one that we did today that kind of takes you through the month. And then this is a questionnaire that helps you set and create your goals for the month. So those are there for you. The weekly planning is very much the same thing that you would get on Sunday. It's just a list of how to plan. Your weekly planning huddle step-by-step guide and the weight release calculator are both there. And then these are the weekly coaching sessions. Each week is a different coaching session, and that also will be in your Sunday email. So, and they get into the themes of the month. So all of this month's will be focused on social eating skills. You guys with me so far? Does that make sense? There's not a Shift Weight Mastery app. Thank you, Mary, for explaining. It's called Kajabi. And yeah, so Karen, in the Kajabi app, you should see in your library monthly mastery and the Shift Hypnosis app. And if you don't, it might be because you enrolled with a different email or a different password, and it's in a different place. So if that's the case, you might have to just sign in, sign out and then sign in again. It might be in a different place than the Shift. There is the weekend mastery prep. Again, these are all things that kind of come to you through emails and stuff too. We do send a monthly newsletter out with the monthly planning. So all of this you guys are also getting via emails, but I just wanted you, and this is what I really wanted to show you, this is the Back on Track coaching and hypnosis. So this is so you can see there's a video where I'm guiding you to get back on track. There's a hypnosis session to get back on track. And this hypnosis session is also in the hypnosis app. And then there's a writing process for you to forgive yourself and do all those good things. It's there. So please use this multiple times. You can never do it enough. Okay. And then there's some more stuff for you to explore, but those are the main things that I think are going to be important for you to dig into. Okay. And then I hope my husband's going to get that. Let me go into now this is the shift. So I'm shifting apps now. You guys with me? So that was the monthly mastery portal. So you want to use the monthly mastery portal mostly for the meeting information and for the planning, the monthly planning and the weekly planning. Okay. I just want to kind of, that portal is for like big picture meetings and planning. And this is more for the day-to-day meditation and hypnosis. So this is why we created this, just to make it, again, and it's on your app, it's going to just look like this menu over here. You're going to have like the morning meditations. We have the classic, we have the vegan, we have a clean eating, we have a weekend meditation, we have a 5-minute wake up and exercise meditation, we have a 5-minute afternoon huddle if you struggle with the afternoon. And then there's all of these different hypnosis sessions that also, a lot of them have coaching sessions with them, mastering portions, desire to exercise, body appreciation, sugar mastery. All of these things are here for you to dig into in a big way. And eating awareness, drift off to sleep, mastering the hunger numbers, holiday support sessions. And we'll be adding those shift sessions, and every couple of months I add a couple more hypnosis sessions. People like to ask me for ones and I try to get those ones aligned. So we'll have more coming up. So you guys clear on that? So you have this other app, or you can use this website too, to access new meditations and new hypnosis sessions. Hi, Melody. I would say, if you have been emailing me and you don't think I get them, it could be that for whatever reason, my server is blocking you. Are you in the Facebook group? Can you message me? Because if you message me in the Facebook group, or you can try sending a message from to support@shiftweightmastery.com, and that will get to me. Support@shiftweightmastery.com. Does anyone have any questions about what I've just showed you or what we've gone through? No? Um, Anyone else? Okay. So now let me go to stop the share, and then I'm going to dive into your questions. If some of you are here and had some questions, so let's check those out. Natasha, are you here still? I know you were here in the beginning. You might have had to go. Let me see if you're here. There you are. Do
I'm
you want to
here.
hit? Okay, cool. Awesome. So
Hi.
maybe, do you want to just reiterate what you have put here? And, just kind of say what
Um,
the big challenges.
I think too, as I was writing it to you, it was kind of like a little therapy in itself because I could see myself kind of pulling it apart a little bit, trying to figure it out. But
Uh-huh.
just trying to activate my inner coach a little bit more because I could just feel things starting to slip, just that feeling of overwhelmed, that losing control. And then it
Okay.
seems to like set my brain in motion. So then it's almost like a snowball and
Yeah.
it's just harder
Uh,
to come out of.
so
So
just,
just
so a little background on Natasha. Natasha, you've been shifting since January, so you are not new to the process, right? Right?
right.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you've released about
And
35
I've had, you know, things that have happened. Yep.
and you've released about 35 pounds. And when you say, would you say, because I think you've been here for the full session, that this kind of area that you're in right now is what we were talking about at the beginning, like sort of like a new growth period, because it feels like you're like kind of in a new era with like having to be trust yourself and support yourself through this.
Yeah.
Because okay, so I love that you've shared this because I think everybody now can like listen to this through this, like, oh, okay, this is things like this are going to happen. You're going to release 35 pounds and you'll go through times where you feel less secure about things. Like, what has been coming up for you that has made you feel less secure than you were feeling?
Um, my internet is being slow. Um, one of the biggest things is that I'm socializing more. And
Mm,
so growing, I guess, now since we
yes.
kind of did this meeting, growing and trying to figure out how to handle that. And I'm planning all around it and it's all working. But then after the social event, it's almost like a decompression of sorts. And then
Mm,
almost like when I was writing it to you, I was realizing that, okay, maybe I just need to plan more about after the event than I do before the event. Like it just seems to be like a reward
yeah.
for doing so well at the
I think a lot of people struggle with this. And I think you're absolutely right. Look at how smart your inner coach is. I struggled with this a lot with social eating, was like I could get through an event okay. I mean, I had my own social challenges, but I would come back and I would binge eat. And I think there is, like you were saying, sort of decompression time that you're because I'm very socially shy, weirdly enough, but I can be like I'm in an internalized extrovert or whatever you call it. So being social for me is
yeah,
very stimulating. And so when I come
me too.
home, I'm kind of my body's literally my brain is reverberating. It's like, oh, and I have to kind of come down off of that experience. And I used to use food as a way to kind of numb that feeling. Does anybody else kind of that here kind of relate to that, coming down off a social experience or using food, like coming back, like doing fine at the social experience, but then coming home and overeating? I know a lot of people do, even if people here today are not um, uh, doing it. But anyway, I think your idea is brilliant, which is you are in a growth period. So first of all, you are in a growth period because you're adding socializing. And we are going to cover social eating this month, but it does sound to me like for you, it's starting to look at that time and want to forgive yourself because there's nothing wrong with you that this is happening. It's just that you probably take on a lot of energy when you're at the social situation and then you're coming home and having to kind of, move that energy through. So, for me, what helped was exactly what you're saying, is to have more of a plan for what would happen, like a game plan for one when I was in the car driving home and going and having also a plan like, I'm going to come home and I'm going to either avoid the kitchen altogether, like I'm going to go upstairs, I'm going to lay on my bed, I'm going to just kind of relax and just let those feelings fall through me, or I might do a little exercise, or I might go make a cup of tea. And my cup of tea, like a cup of herbal tea, and like meditate or just sit and journal, or I would have a plan though, or take a hot bath, but the idea was I've kind of taken on all this energy and now I'm kind of like moving that energy out of me rather than stuffing my feelings. And it may be that you do need to eat something when you come home if you've kind of eaten lightly because you know, you have that there was just crap of what, you know, at the party and that there wasn't anything very healthy. Sometimes I would have a treat waiting for myself, like a healthy treat that then I would sit and eat with a cup of tea to kind of, you know, finish out the evening and then take a hot bath or something to kind of move that energy through. But the fact that this is going on, you are absolutely right. You aren't like regressing, which it sounds like you thought you were. You're actually progressing and you're having to kind of figure this out. And the great news from what I can hear is that you've got this fabulous inner coach who kind of figured out, oh yeah, I kind of have to plan for after the party. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And
Okay,
it's
good.
kind of more the meeting was touching it on a lot of the ideas too, that
Yeah.
it fit very well with what was going on in my
Yeah.
head. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Okay, good. So I'm glad. And you know, since this month is dedicated to emotional, I mean, sorry, not emotional, social eating, um, keep us posted and keep, you know, keep me posted on how that is going, that post because again, it's going to be trial and error. You know, you'll figure you know, it took me a while to kind of move out of that whole overeating after I got home. So, you know, have patience with
Mhm.
yourself, but know like, oh, okay, this is something I'm working through and um I can figure it out. And maybe also if you feel like the
Mhm.
social eating has like awakened the carb zombie somewhat, maybe you need to kind of do that, some hibernating of the carb zombie as well. Maybe not, but maybe.
Yeah.
But congratulations on releasing uh 35 pounds and walking through it, and you can see um, that other people do the same. So you're not alone. And yeah, good luck with that. I we're here for you. Okay, now
Thank
Deb,
you.
you're very welcome. Deb West, are you here? I think hopefully we answered this. You know, as you can see, my technology skills, I was trying to put your cut and paste and I couldn't. I got Natasha's over yours. Um, I use mostly the emails to connect. So yeah, so hopefully my walking through everything, you want to grab that Kajabi app and you hopefully saw that there was a hypnosis app and a monthly mastery app that you can use. Okay. Now, Susan, are you still here? Hopefully our talk today also helped answer this question. Um, I'm new at the monthly mastery. I am feeling a little overwhelmed. If you're here, you can hit unmute and join me. Um, but you had mentioned really liking that hypnosis from day 20 or 21, the conveyor belt with the Gaki foods. Um, I'm inclined to do that a bunch of times. And again, I think if you like that, go for it. But I would also explore the app and see what's in there for you. I know the sugar one in there is good. It has a bit of an aversion thing as well. So you might find that helpful. Um, I was off track and ate a lot of refined carbs over the first month, but now I think I'm on track, much better to be successful at this. Good. Well, I'm glad you're in a good place. I know like I hope everybody who is feeling overwhelmed like you is feeling a little less overwhelmed and feel like you are on the right track. Just take it a little bit at a time. Um, okay. Now, let me see if there's any other questions. I think that might be it. Um, uh, yeah, so somebody said they were missing not getting something every day, and I hope I explained like, yes, I understand, and I know I'm sorry, but really we want you now to begin to internalize. And you can get something every day if you want to sign up for the morning meditation, you can get that. Um, if you're on a plateau, you know, please, you know, let us know so that the next meeting we can talk about that. and other weight questions and concerns, please let us know. Let's have an amazing weight mastery summer. Any last burning questions that anyone has for me before we say goodbye? Because I know we're heading into like over 2 hours, which we don't usually do with our monthly mastery meeting. As we usually try to keep it at 90 minutes, but since this was like a workshop, we're keeping it a little longer. But does anyone else have any other questions? Feel complete and ready to go? Yes, okay to doze during the hypnosis. If you feel like you're missing something, maybe you want to try to sit up more, or you can listen to hypnosis also when you're cooking or exercising, as long as you're not like walking in the street or something, but you can listen to it while you're stretching. But if you doze, that's fine. This hypnosis still helps. Yeah, cool. I'm glad you guys are excited. I'm really excited to have all of you newcomers here. The more the merrier, the more the shiftier. Alone we diet, together we shift. I love you guys. I'm really excited about the group and community we have. Our community, you're going to love it. It's an amazing, generous community full of really smart, powerful people who are really just committed to changing their lives and changing the world. All right. So it was really great to see you all. Thank you, veterans, for being here and holding the space for the newbies. Newbies, thank you for being here with your bright and shiny new faces and being courageous and being willing to feel weird as you navigate the first month of your monthly mastery. We're here for you. So ask us questions. We are a community, so we will support you. All right. Take care and have a great rest of your Sunday and have a fabulous next week. Plan, plan, plan. Okay, I'll see you guys later.